You're getting there. Oh, no, this is... Is this going? Hey, guys. Hold on a second here. Okay. Just checking everything. Just checking. I'm going to do a soundbite to make sure people can hear me clearly. There's a soul I need to talk to, Michael Bishop. Cool. Cool. Okay. So, you get to a certain point where, you're seeing things from a different view, and you're just like, enough is enough is enough is enough. And you're waiting for everybody to kind of step up and eventually do what's right, but I'm not seeing it. Which is irritating and disappointing. So I'm gonna kind of slow down because I usually talk pretty fast, so I'm not going to do that tonight because I really want you guys to get the message. I feel is going on. Now, the first thing I told you guys is when I started this channel, of course, my cats are playing. This is the way it goes, right? And when I started this channel, the first thing I said to Spirit is the fact that I don't just want a bunch of people coming towards my direction. I want those ones that are drawn into the energy, drawn into the truth, looking for true information, and they can listen to their instinct and follow through and learn and develop with that. Okay, that was the whole thing. There's no sense of developing something unless it's for a good intention and a good reason. I don't care about clout. I don't care about tons of followers because that's not going to do you any good if you're not leading those people the right way or helping them. Because like I've always told you, you can open a door. You can always open a door. But if you can't shut the door, you're not helping people. You're serving yourself. And that's not doing anybody any good. So I had to, for a long time, you guys have to understand, I stayed in the background. I did my own thing. I didn't do very much on the media because I was busy. And so when I decided to do that, it literally with Spirit, it takes me a push and a shove to go, okay, do this. I'm like, yeah, I don't know yet. So, and when I tell people that I get references from this side and that side, and I have many people tell me in many ways how they were led to me. And it's not all from just talking to someone else. It's hearing something, feeling something, instinct. That's the whole thing about me. That's what I want people to rely on for themselves. So we're in these times that this veil of what was our past should be ending, and how we did things should be ending. But I'm still seeing this propaganda keep going and going and going and going. And it's nothing, the funny thing is you can't blame the left on this anymore. You can't. I'm sorry. So when we're getting to a point that I described around July 1st, I didn't feel things changing. And I told you, I can't back up something I don't believe in or feel it at all. And I would tell you when that was going to happen. Just like what happened in 2016 in November of that night, the same energy. Well, that energy has happened. And once I feel something, I stand behind it 100%. I don't back down from it. I do not sway away from it. I stay on that steady path. I stay on that path. And now we're at a point, a potential, that I can't understand why I'm still seeing this spinning going on. When if you really knew, if these people knew what they say they know, they wouldn't be pushing this anymore. They wouldn't be saying next week and next week and next week. By God, it's already happening. They're just not telling you. Because the money would stop. You would stop spending money. You don't, after that certain point, you don't need to. It's done, right? I mean, we all know what we're going into. It's not about the dollar anymore. But to try to accumulate as much money as you can to make that bag of money so big and so thick that when those truths are not true, they can just take their money and leave. And you will not hear from them again. Because the intentions behind that were not pure to help you. It was just to take advantage of the situation and ride that pony out. Spinning and spinning and spinning. Spinning. Groundhog Day over and over and over. Over and over and over. And they will do it until there is no internet, there is no lights, and there is no power. And I can tell you that when that pure light turns back on, they will not be anywhere on these platforms. And I've told you, none of my information came from anything else but source. Nothing. I listen to what people have to say, and I reside with spirit on it. And if it doesn't, I'll tell you. So, I want to say this in a way from the heart of me and the heart of source. Stop buying tickets. Stop buying t-shirts. Stop buying stuff that's not going to make you feel better. Start reading books. Start doing your research. Look at that. Look at what it's gotten to you so far. I'm just showing you this. What has it gotten you by spending? If you're at the same point when you started, then stop. Stop. Go spend your money on books. Go spend your money on doing research on your own. I'm telling you this because I'm trying to save you time. It's just this instinct of thinking The righteous, certain righteous ones are going to step up that say they are righteous, but they're not doing that. Every point of me when it comes to money, in the instant that this whole situation flips over, I will trade it for energy any day, because that is the more of the value that is in this process that is more important. Energy is the key to this universe. Energy is the key that's going to make you balanced and happy. And if you're putting time and energy into that, that abundance is going to come back. And it's not in a dollar form. It's not in a dollar form. You spend time on vibration and music and tones and enlightened, because your soul tells you it feels enlightened by it, enlightened and loved by it. That's where you spend your money. But it's something you're going to do on your own. I'm telling you. So, I want to go over a couple things, because this whole process is always about getting you at a level where everybody is together processing at the same level, doing the same thing, and no one is held back. So I'm going to rewind and go back to some verifications, because this is what you need to remember. By now, if they are not giving you any verification of what they've said, you need to walk away. By now. You can spend the time doing something else that's more positive for yourself. Pacific, November 2016, when the shepherd won the election. So, I need you to look around. I need you to talk to people, because there's stuff going on. Because you're not hearing words saying we're in it, because they're never going to tell you that, because that's not how things work. But when you are trying to spin something over and over to get the very last dime out of it, they're going to keep doing it. I'm telling you that. So let's go back to July 1st. I told you, no, everybody's pushing that. Nope, it's not going to happen, because there's an energy behind it. And something phenomenal needed to happen. See, we need to start thinking on a process that it's also about the ones that passed on, their souls, what has happened to them, their stories, their information. And sometimes we forget about the animals, the people that were before us fighting, their souls, their legends, their story. And something had to open that horizon to release that freedom, because it had to be all together, all at once. A consistency, a balance across the board. Lands that were not free, souls that were not free, an energy that kept it here, sustained it, needed to be free. So if we're all going to go as one, they all need to be free. So I'll get into small islands. So I want you to just think about that in an energy way. So after I felt that energy again, I had no doubt that around me things were being done. And there was a silence that had to come before the big situation. And that's what happened. And now we're in it in such a smooth transition that you can't tell. You can if you're paying attention to the small details of things being dismantled and things being created. And that's the way it was always meant to be. So this is going to be a long video. I'm sorry. Because I have all this information and today didn't expect to be doing this. But Spirit kind of knows the way they're going to ride your day out. Now I want you to think about this. Let's go back. 2020. Before the shepherd left office, if you were caught doing any foreign domestic involving in any situation, your money, your property, and your taken away in your corporation. That. And I also told you that Holly Weird is becoming a ghost town. And they are learning that lesson. And it's been going on a while. But it's barely showing you now. So there's a show that must go on for a while. Sorry, you can hear the dogs in the background. Until, I wonder if I should go into the UFO part or should I go into the military? Okay, so I want you to give an image in your head. So when there is a podium of the Army, the Navy, the Marines, the Air Force, admirals together as one, backing each other up and telling you in front of a podium, they would be the first to tell you. They have their way of revealing true information. And it is not through this platform or other platforms. They don't do it that way. First of all, it would put too many people at risk that are working on these missions. And a person that would release information that they shouldn't be releasing would be instantly in a process of being court-martialed. Because you don't put your fellow soldiers at risk at all. You would not release that classified information. You would be court-martialed. They don't need these platforms to get your attention. When you see those 4 to 5 gentlemen in front of you in that podium, trust me, the world will be watching. They don't need any extra help. They don't need any extra help. So there's a lot of people that, join the military and they get dishonorably discharged and they have this fantasy of how the military was. And then when they don't get that, then they go out and share propaganda that is not true. But the true military, they're not on these platforms. They are not talking to anybody. Things are done at night when you are asleep, and the results are in the morning. So it amazes me how many say that where they get their information. They don't need you. They don't. They can do it on their own, and they have a certain time that they can spread that information very quickly. And, at the end of this, you're going to see that too. That's what's going to be great. Because the truth will be seen in the light, and the false will also be seen in the light. So, a lot of this video is going to upset a lot of people. But I'm not here to appease the 3D mind. I'm here to bring what I feel is instinctively true and follows that documentation, follows my verification. And so at the end of this, I want people happy and depending on themselves, not caught up in the propaganda and being confused by things, because we should be done with this by now. Stop buying products. So, the technology that the military has is amazing, advanced. And those true people that are working it, they are not telling you anything. So you need to listen and watch your environment outside, your systems, your financial systems, how things are changing. So the JPs of this world are just wannabes and would be court-martialed. And put in the brig. So now that we got that established and that truth to the light, let's go into UFO communities. The UFO wackadoos. I like that because Steve has a good one on that one. Now, there are been so many, and I'm talking 30, 40 years working on this UFO communities. It's embedded in them to a situation happen to them at the core of their soul. This is not a joke to them. This is not funny to them. This is very serious. So I want you to remember and do the history on them and go back 30 years ago. And then you're going to know the truth resides with that. So those false information is going to stand in the light. So You know what? I have noticed that the spiritual community, the ones that are teachers, they're stepping up, they're putting communities together, they're wanting to give you enlightened information, um, and just get you going on your path. And that's honorable. But like I said, a lot of those have been doing this since the time that they have been seated on this planet, and have been looking for this moment for a long time. And they put the blood, sweat, and tears into the situation. And I'm seeing more results on that, serving more and more and more and more. Completely. So, and it's great. They're trying to get everybody aligned for what's coming. They're trying to get everybody educated in what's coming, and they're not sitting there trying to get every bloody dime out of you. They're just saying, hey, this is what's happening. Just listen and follow through and pay attention. And then that's amazing. And that's what needs to happen, because we all want to be a part of this collective of energy. It's amazing. They're doing good. They're doing great. Each part of, healing within, how you heal, what's the future, how that changes, giving you information, trusting your instinct, that's changing. Everyone feels a compassion of doing it. But if they're not, you need to ask questions. And if you can't get the answers, you find the person that can give you the answers. Sorry about the dog. That's a neighbor. So, and that's gonna, and I think it's funny, I've seen on TikTok, where, and it's cracking me up, because people are, you're seeing them going, well, these aliens, and they all want to take over, and you're seeing some funny stuff where they're like, how can we help? How can we help dismantle our government and you take over? Because it's down to that point where they prefer that. And I think it's pretty funny, but also gets them to understand that they're okay to accept this change that's coming in a good way. And they're not in the fear process about it. And it's okay. They don't have to be. They're not in a fear process. So at some point, you just have to have humor in it. And then I just honestly believe, you see anything that comes down from the sky, I swear people are going to be running outside going, please hurry up. I'm telling you. It's the truth. They're ready. They are ready. Anybody, any other type of species, I am telling you, they have had it with this control system. They're done. Everybody's at their end. So new technology and new advanced stuff, which is good, that's coming in. I'm not in fear and process with that. Sorry. I'm going to have to shut this window. So I told you that paying attention to the water and paying attention to the land and how they showed me how things would shift. And we're talking about those islands and things that are changing with that, and there's stuff going on with them. And I told you guys about this. Things are going to happen. Like, again, another sign we're in a certain process again that's happening, that you don't need anybody to tell you. Your instinct is telling you. You're seeing it happening. Everything has to be pushed and isolated into a certain area and filtered. And that's what you're looking at. And I've told you that. That's what's happening. So you got to be paying attention to regions and how they're pushing things in a certain area and venting through things. And that's what's happening through situations. Many islands. There are islands, but I think these are in Hawaii that's going on right now. And like I said, every ounce that is dirty, that has been in history of doing bad things, every crumb will be annihilated from this planet. And I'm talking about the negative. So that's the thing. It's a part of processing, cleansing, going through this process. So there's just like on this planet, there's nowhere to hide anymore. So everything has to be gone through and looked at. And if there's resistance, there's consequences for those resistance. I'm just going through this. So going back off from the product pushers. That's what I'm going to start calling them, product pushers. This is the important thing. They're on their last leg on that. They don't need your information. You don't need their information no more. They have no more power over you. Keep your money in your pocket. Read books. You're at your oneness. I'm just telling you. Go outside. You'll get more knowledge from that. Okay, let me move to this. Okay, how about hear out? Hear out would be things daily, dismantling and new things coming in. You need to be paying attention to your financial institutions, how things are changing. Look for small symbols at the receipts of your banking systems, what it's saying. I mean, the fine details need to be paying attention to. And the protocol changing. So pay attention to that. So that's important. So I'm going to look at a couple questions here. How do I see things out from here out? Just say goodbye to 3D and every process that you're seeing. I will be going on Ismael Perez's show tomorrow. There's some important information and it needs to be said, and we're agreeing on talking about certain things on that situation. And the biggest thing is, don't be in fear in this process. It's just like anything else when companies change, processes change. Just let them show you the new stuff. Let them show you the new programming. There has to be, in this situation, for a new financial situation, new protocols and understanding how that happens. That has to come before you see the headlights of it in light. I'm just telling you, the protocol is important. Pay attention to smaller towns. I think they're adapting to things. Pay attention to your roads, that money's being spent in the roads and bridges and outside environments and oceans. Pay attention to the amount of money that's not normally happens. It's paying attention. And I'm hearing that, we went with the federal tax, people can't get in contact with them. Well, it's starting statewide. Pay attention. So from here out, process, but you're going to see that in many ways. I got to tell you, TikTok is surprising me on some of the information that they're getting. So spend some time on there. Yeah, I don't feel, how do I say this to you? The old ways that you think we're in charge of things are not. So I don't see any fear process to be in on that process. And if people are still pushing that, and they're pushing a product behind that just tells you everything. That's all you got to say. Fear product. Just watch. That's the way it works. Just saying. So there's, reach out to groups that you feel comfortable with. There's many of these spiritual communities that are trying to give you the information. And if you can't find someone, they'll lead you in the right direction. There's Kimberly Palm. There's Gail of Gaia. She's another one. There's Antonio that I've done several videos with. There's The Edge Life. Very good at giving you information. There's a bunch of them. There's, and you listen to the people. I'm going to tell you about realness on people. You'll feel the compassion in people that talk about them. You'll feel the truth in the people that talk about them. They're not conflicted. They're not confused by it. They feel relieved. I'm just telling you. They feel relieved about things. And they feel like they're being nourished. And that will tell you a lot. So it's important. So I truly am telling you to keep your eyes open, not what's in front of you, but what's all around you. Your structure, your travel, your roads, your banking, the structure that's changing your world, your internet, and Q, the true Q. Pay attention to that. Real raw news is good too. So what I see coming that I would tell you to be paying attention to that I'm getting on the downloads. Remember, I told you that I saw a lot of situations in the sky happening and seeing these light beams going into the ground. I need to pay attention to that. I would definitely be paying attention around ley lines and pyramid valleys on those structures too. It's important. So I came in here tonight because I was frustrated, and I don't like it when people are misled or because people are looking for true answers, and they just want answers. They don't want confusion. They don't want to be pushed in a circle of information. Because let me tell you, there's so much value on the other side of the light. And I mean, in energy wise, that is going to be the most valuable thing ever that your soul is completely satisfied with. In the future, the money is just does not, it's not a process that matters. But we have to get to that process. And once we get there, I'm telling you, you will want to dump your money for that energy because it's so much better. It is so much better. So, so this video might make a lot of people mad. I don't care. They might be upset. I don't care. The point is that somebody's got to say it. And so I said it. And if you guys need to talk to me or send me an email or text me, or, you know, my platforms, Patreon, Instagram has all the predictions on there too. And I just want to get you as much information as I can and lead you in the right direction. And so you can do this on your own, because that's what it's really about, is leading yourself to the truth in that pure light. There's no idol that's going to come down and save you. There's no this idol and that. Idolism is going to be done and dead. So if anybody's pushing that propaganda, they're working for the wrong light. So you guys have a good night. You know how to contact me, get a hold of me. You know my website. So take care and keep your eyes open. And pay attention for the military to be on the podium, and they will say it in their own words. Good night.